FBI agents were just in Nancy Guthrie's neighborhood right near her home investigating all this, part of a desperate search for Nancy, continuing now as authorities scramble to identify a potential subject who might be involved in the ongoing kidnapping investigation. And tonight, once again, we are bringing you team coverage across the board. News 4 Tucson's Jacob Owens is live in Rio Rico, where a man was detained last night in connection to the case. Storm Tracker 4 Chief Meteorologist Matt Brode also is live outside our studios with a message to the community tonight. But first, let's get right to our News 4 Tucson's Eric Fink. Eric, what is the latest from the FBI? What are they focusing on?
Sean, a little more than an hour ago, we saw 4 FBI agents on scene here, combing through the brush right around Nancy Guthrie's home and also across the street from her home and in the areas surrounding where she and her neighbors live. Again, this happened about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes ago. Just before 4 o'clock, we saw 4 FBI agents looking through that brush and the trees right across from Nancy's home. Then they crossed the street and did the same thing. We don't know what they were looking for on this day 11 in the investigation into the 84-year-old's disappearance. Now, we got a statement today from the Pima County Sheriff's Department, and they are getting lots and lots of tips, including more than 4,000 calls in the last 24 hours since the video and picture of the subject at Nancy's front door in the early morning hours of February 1st, the date she went missing, since that video was released. That statement reading in part, quote, "The Pima County Sheriff's Department and the FBI continue to follow up on all leads. We thank the media and the public for the thousands of tips submitted through the various tip lines. PCSD alone has received nearly 18,000 calls since February 1st, more than 4,000 of those in the last 24 hours. And as we come back out live, in their horror and disbelief, neighbors continue to show their support. We have seen neighbors place more and more flowers right next to Nancy Guthrie's driveway here just outside of her home. And we will have the very latest for you on the investigation coming up at 6 o'clock. But right now, let's send things over to my colleague Jacob Owens, who is in Rio Rico with more on the person who was detained last night in this investigation, and then hours after that, he was released. Jacob, good evening to you. What can you tell us?
Yeah, good evening, Eric. That man's name is Carlos Palazuelos, and he told reporters earlier today he was questioned and detained by authorities on the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie for roughly 8 hours on Tuesday night. His neighborhood behind me is quiet. There's still some remnants of crime scene tape, and we're going to show you why that is in a moment here. But that's because there was a search behind me involving local and federal authorities. Now let's show you last night the scene here in Rio Rico. Palazuelos says his experience was scary. He told reporters he is a delivery driver in Tucson, adding he did not know about Savannah or Nancy Guthrie prior to being questioned. He says he noticed he was being followed and pulled over. He talked about what he says he was told about being detained.
Anonymous tip, that's what they said.
Okay. They thought you looked like that person in the video?
That's what they told my mother-in-law. Okay. They showed her a video. Yeah, because they said that my eyes and my eyelashes looked the same.
Yeah, and Palazuelos also said today to reporters that he's out to clear his name. He does add that he hopes Nancy Guthrie is brought home. He also hopes the person responsible is captured by authorities. And as we all know, the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie has really touched Tucson's heart here, as people have wondered how she's doing. Is she okay? And that brings us to Chief Meteorologist Matt Brode. He's standing by outside our Tucson studio with an effort we're doing here at News 4 Tucson to bring her home to her family. Matt.
Yeah, Jacob, Savannah, obviously a Tucson native, worked right here at our central Tucson studios here at 209 West Elm Street. So what we've done here at News 4 Tucson is we've provided sort of an alternative. I know a lot of people, a very generous community here in Tucson, had that prayer vigil last week. And I also know lots of people bringing flowers to the Guthrie house. But we've unfurled and purchased this beautiful banner right here. 3 words. The message is very simple for you guys. Bring her home, and that is the message that we are trying to convey. And what we want you to do is come down here. We got Sharpies out here for you to actually sign it so we can kind of put our collective thoughts, prayers, and wishes together. Joining me here live is my news director, Kathy Bappy. Kathy, you've worked here a long time. I've worked here a long time. You personally had a relationship with Savannah. She worked right for you with us. And what's our message here?
Well, to bring her home. I mean, we've had so many calls into our newsroom from people who just want to do something. So we decided that if we put the banner out, maybe that would be an outlet for our employees and for our community to come out and write their messages of support for Nancy, for Savannah and her siblings, to show the community is really rallying behind them.
Just another option for people that really want to do something, right? To be heard.
Absolutely. You know, we have Sharpies out here. You can come and at 209 West Elm and come out here and leave your thoughts and your support messages. And the goal is that we're going to get this banner to Savannah.
Yeah, that is the goal. Thanks, Kathy. And once again, I think we have a full screen for you right now. It's 209 West Elm Street, so that's just right off of Stone, just to the west, a few blocks on 10th Avenue and Stone, trying to get the message, and obviously the biggest, most paramount message, bring her home. Sean, that's it from here. We'll send it back to you in studio.
All right, thank you. And as we have mentioned, there is a big crime scene near Nancy Guthrie's home and at that residence. Very narrow roads there, and a lot of people are trying to come by. They prefer if you didn't, because they are trying to conduct an investigation, but you can certainly come by here and express your thoughts by signing our banner, or if you'd like to bring something by to leave flowers or whatever you would like to do. The FBI is still looking for any tips or leads as well to help in the search. If you have any information, you're asked to call the FBI, and you can see that number right there on your screen. It is 1-800-CALL-FBI. For continuing coverage on the ongoing search for Nancy Guthrie, be sure and stay with News 4 Tucson on air on all of our social media platforms and our website, KVOA.com/Nancy Guthrie.